and welcome back to another episode of Set the Table. I'm your host, Jamie, and today I'm speaking with my sister, Kailin. We're going to be talking about the process of purchasing a home when you are a first-time home buyer. I'm hosting dinner here at Iron Bridge Condos, right next door to Wheeler's Landing. We have 28 lots available for new build condos. We have 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4 bedrooms, all possible. And each different bedroom count has 3 different floor plan options for you to choose from. The foundation is extra special. It's built with heliocoiled anchors, so it's not gonna shift or move no matter what's going on around you, which is really good for the different freeze-thaw temperatures here in Michigan. And also, it's part of the New Res program here in Bay City, Michigan. So for the first 15 years home ownership, your taxes are 50% off. So you really cannot get a better deal for a new build here in Michigan. So Kailin, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate you joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I know it's been a couple years now, but let's think back to when you first decided you were ready to purchase your home. Let's see, I think you were teaching. What made you decide to go from renting to owning?
Since my income was a little bit more stable, I just wanted stability of home ownership, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long were you looking before you actually found the house that you wanted? Do you remember?
I think around 2 years.
Yeah, that was a while. So when you were ready, I think the one you really liked was somewhere else, not where you actually ended up purchasing. I can't really remember, but you went online and you did loan applications online, right?
Right.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about your experience applying for mortgages online.
Well, the pre-approval part is way different than actual financing. So I had a pre-approval, but it wasn't for the house that at the time I was just dead set on getting. I thought that was my dream house, and I was just so set on this one house. And then after the pre-approval, the bank was not, they were not willing to finance that home for me.
So you found a house that you fell in love with, right? And you went online, you got your pre-approval, you started that whole process, you contacted the bank, because it was a foreclosure home, right?
Right.
And you contacted them and let them know that you wanted to purchase it. And what did they say?
They weren't really interested in working with the first-time home buyer.
Yeah. So when they told you no, when they were like, we're not really interested in working with a first-time home buyer, we're looking for an investor, cash buyer, someone who's gonna turn around and flip it potentially. What were your thoughts? How did that feel? What were your thoughts?
It was a little disappointing, and I kind of gave up for a little bit, looking for other places or even shopping around as far as for mortgages goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets a little, there's such a human element to real estate, especially residential real estate, that it gets a little tricky because it's you gotta keep going, especially for first-time home buyers. You gotta keep trying. And, there's a lot of times where people get discouraged when they hear no for their first answer. So I'm kind of really happy you just kind of took a pause, though. You didn't give up altogether, because some people do. They think no is just no, that's it. There's no possible way.
Yeah, there were just a few things financially that I knew I could do with a little bit more time that would make me look like a better buyer. So I kind of paused and took care of a few things. And then when I was ready, I started looking at houses again and also got pre-approvals from other lenders.
Mortgage loan officers know that you are shopping around. So when they see those multiple pulls, it doesn't actually really hurt your credit. They know what it's for. And it's always smart to try to get the best interest rate, the best deals, the best, and every lender, they each have their own programs that they can participate in. So, like for real estate, I used to be on more than one board. Like I was on the Midland board, I was on the Saginaw board, started down in downstate in GMAR. So like there's different MLSs that I had access to. Mm-hmm. Well, mortgages are kind of the same way. There's different lending programs that different lenders have access to. So some banks or mortgage brokers don't have access to like the MSHDA riders, mm-hmm. which is like either a grant or a loan that is a down payment assistance up to $10,000, which is super helpful for a lot of people. But if you're only comfortable going to one bank and they don't have access to it, you're not going to qualify for it because they don't have access to it. Right. They're not going to tell you they don't have access to it. They're just going to say you don't qualify for it. Right? So it's always important to shop around for different rates and different programs to see what would work best for you financially as a first-time home buyer. But also, I think you used FHA for the house you did end up buying, right?
Correct.
Right. So when we're talking about FHA, do you remember what we kind of discussed about like our strategy to get you to buy and get an accepted offer?
Oh yeah. Well, the first one that I went through, actually, it was from like an out-of-state lender, and it just seemed really sketchy, like almost too good to be true. Mm-hmm. And then we realized that they had made a big mistake that would have cost me more money in the end. Up front, actually. Yeah. It would have cost me way more money up front than what I was willing to put down at the time. And so then that's when you introduced me to Maria.
Yeah. So Maria is a mortgage broker, and she works with Geneva Financial, and she literally has access to any program you can think of. There was one that was really, really good. I wish I would have known about it before James and I purchased with a construction loan, because it kind of holds your money in a savings account, so you earn interest on your payments. It's a really cool program. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. But with FHA, what was the first thing I told you? Like, we got to be really careful about the house because it's got to qualify for FHA.
Yeah, getting it approved for the FHA. The house that I wanted needed some work. It was definitely
somewhere.
It was definitely not like move in the next day.
No, ma'am, it was not.
And so before they would even approve the loan, I had to invest money into it. And that's kind of scary because say you invest money into this house and then the loan doesn't go through in the end for one reason, or the sale doesn't go through, and then you just invested money into somebody else's house.
Right.
So it was risky.
It was risky, but we pulled it off.
Yeah.
And I think we were lucky in that situation because the cooperating listing agent was amazing.
Yeah.
We got really lucky with him.
Mm-hmm.
So once we put our offer in, we knew to put in the offer ahead of time, we would be willing to take care of repairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that to get your offer. It was so competitive. We're really lucky.
Yeah. Oh, everyone's obsessed with the house, so that.
I know, you're like famous in your little town.
That was rough because, everyone was kind of competing for it.
Yeah. So there's different things you can do when you are in a multiple offer situation, but a lot of times people are like, oh, you're FHA, like, we don't want to accept your offer because there's conventional and it'll be easier, But if you say ahead of time, look, any required repairs we'll handle. You don't have to worry about that. We just really want the house.
Mm-hmm.
then it's a little bit easier to have your hat in the ring.
Right.
Compared to other like potential cash buyers. The thing with cash buyers though is they usually try to lowball you. So yeah, you get your money a little faster when you're selling, but it's typically never listing price. I've noticed that. But anyway, so they accept our offer. We go pending. What was the first thing we did? Do you remember?
We contacted a construction company.
Yeah, because
we needed lots of quotes for windows and plaster repair, which is like a dying profession.
It really is. It's not easy to find someone who can do plaster, paint. Oh my gosh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Luckily, he knew a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, the contractor did. So we got lucky there. And then, so during this time, we're getting ready for the appraiser to come back. We're doing all these repairs. It took us a while.
Mm-hmm.
It took us about a month.
Yeah.
You really wanted that house though.
Yeah. Well, I had been having dreams about it for like months. Like I just feel like I just manifested all of this happening, even though it was quite a rocky road.
It was. It really was. But it was totally worth it. I mean, are you happy now?
Oh yeah.
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 I like your house. I want to move into your house.
No.
That screened-in porch is my favorite part.
I know.
I'm gonna see how far the food is along, and then we can talk a little bit more about your journey. Do you remember the one house when we first started? I first started showing you houses.
The one with the shower in the bath, in the bedroom. It was like shower. It's separated away from the the toilet was in the closet and the shower was in the bedroom. And it was just like carpet and just shower. It was so strange.
It was really strange, but like I guess if you're in the need for a secondary bathroom, like master bedroom has some room. So if you're thinking of purchasing your first home and you have questions or maybe need a little extra guidance, feel free to call me at any time or shoot me a text message. I'll be happy to help. My number is 832-707-4025. And yes, it's a Houston number, but I swear I'm right here in Michigan. Thank you so much for coming for dinner today, Kailin. I had so much fun.